I'm going to cover Black Label Society's 12th album, Engines of Demolition. I'm going to tell you what I think of each track and what I like a lot and dislike. Let's go. The first song, Name and Blood. The song starts out like an intro to an album, which this album is an album, and it works. Then slow, with everything clicking together to bring out the band. Then heavy in what Black Label Society needs to get my attention as you go throughout the song. This was one of the early singles that came out early this year, back in January, to show us there was a new album coming. This album isn't bad, and I'll get into that in a minute as I cover each song. The song is awesome. The Name and Blood chorus, that's what really works and got me for this song. So to kick it off with the first song, it definitely works. Gatherers of Souls, I really did not care for this one. I like it and don't mind it, but it's one of my least favorites on here, just like the Hand of Tamar's Grave. Gatherers of Souls starts out with a heavy BLS style, reminds me of something from Black Sabbath. The song stays heavy, it's not a bad song for what it brings out, but it just didn't grab me. Hand of Tamar's Grave, the song starts out with a guitar riff that reminds me a little of like Eddie Van Halen. It was pretty good to start out the song. I was like, wow. Cool to see Zach put that in his music. Then goes heavy into an like lyric like Zach Wilde can do. The song is not bad overall for the third track, but it doesn't grab me like a Name and Blood did. The fourth track, which is one of my favorites off this album, Better Days and Wiser Times. The song starts out with the piano likened to a ballad song. Great start to the song. The song reminds me of like A Bridge to Cross, which is one of my favorite Black Label Society songs, and tells a story as you go throughout this song. This is the style that I like from Zach Wilde and Black Label Society, that tell a story and take you on a journey kind of music. The song has a heavy feel of like leaving yesterday behind. Yeah, and that's what I got from listening to it to where it grabbed me. One of my favorites off the album, and it grabbed me very well to where, yes, it's an acoustic kind of ballad like song that you definitely need from Black Label and Zach Wilde. It worked. Number 5, Broken and Blind. Starts out with drums, then clicks into Zach playing guitar. Starts out a little heavy too. Then goes into an even heavier like BLS Can Only Give Us type of song. This has a feel of the old school BLS style that I like. I like this song, and this song is one of the better songs on this album. This is one of those songs that reminds me of like one of the songs off of 1919 Eternal, which was my favorite album from Zach Wilde and Black Label Society. Broken and Blind, one of my favorites off this album, the same with Better Days and Wiser Times. The Gallows. This song I remember hearing a few years ago, and thought it worked for what Black Label Society will give us one day, whatever that will be. This was the first single for the album and came out in 2024. This song starts out with the sludge BLS style of guitar playing and shredding with Zach singing. This one grabs me a little more than the second or third song on the album. The lyrics of You Will Be First, The Last, are a good part of that chorus part that you need to go check out. That yes, this was a great song, and I can see why they released it first to show you this is what we got coming, even if it's a couple years later. It worked for what Black Label Society gave us on the album. Above and Below starts out with guitar and drumming that are heavy and like a Black Label Society meets Black Sabbath style, which you could say Zach Wilde and his band Zach Sabbath. You could see elements of that in this song. The heavy style breaks down in a melody with Zach singing and the chorus, which works for the song. The song feels like losing something and shows emotion that grabs me in this song. So far, one of the better songs from this album. One of my favorites. All Above. I'm not going to play the chorus part. I don't want to run into copyright. But it's a great part of the song. And a song that one of the few that grabbed me. And you should go check it out. This album so far, other than 2 and 3, as I go through it, it's a really good album. Back to Me. Starts out with a slow guitar playing. This shows more of Zach's acoustic style. Ballad style. Feels like a song that could have been on the Blessed Hell Ride, which was like 2003. One of my favorite Black Label Society albums too. I like this song. The song has a feeling of whatever journey you were on, find a way back to me. The song is more of like easy listening, which works. One of the better songs on here. I like it. Lord Humongous. Yeah, what a funny title name. This was one of the earlier singles. The song starts out like a headbanging guitar shredding with heaviness of the drums. The song feels like let's live before Lord Humongous takes us all over. The song works, and I like it. And I feel this song got released, I would say, early 2025. Another one that show, hey, this is what's coming in the future. We don't know when the album is. But it works. I like it. Pedal to the Floor. This song reminds me of something like the opening of like Zach's work and Ozzy, which is a great way to open up the song. Also a little Motorhead throughout the song, which worked. Then after the heaviness goes into a yell like only Zach can do. The song has a feel of no one will stop me. Not a bad song for what the song brings out. I liked it. Broken Pieces song starts out with heavy guitar and drums, then goes into the lyrics of silence. That's what he says, and only Zach can do. The song is in to feel like Zach's world is broken, and what he had is gone. Then returning those pieces to you, which he ends the song with. The lyrics and the song fit the meaning too. I liked it. It's one of the better songs off the album. I'm down to the last two after this, and I can say this album's great. Other than the 2 and 3 songs, this album overall is great. The Stranger starts with a guitar shred style, and the Black Label Society meets Black Sabbath, kind of again like Zach Sabbath, and shows off that influence of Black Sabbath in this song. Feels like being somewhere I don't belong, like a stranger in a strange world, which fits the lyrics. This song's not that bad. Ozzy song. This song got to me a little bit as I was listening to it, because today was the first time I ever heard it. This is like Zakk Wylde. If you ever heard Black Label Society's In This River, which is my all-time favorite Black Label Society song, but instead of Dime, it's a rest in peace tribute to the late great Ozzy. It's an emotional song. This song style is an acoustic song from Zakk. This song shows how much Ozzy meant to Zakk, and a song that might make you a little emotional if you were a huge Ozzy fan like myself. Zakk did a great job paying tribute to the late great Ozzy, which Ozzy means a lot in his music to a lot of us, the metalheads who loved Ozzy. Which I will say, it was sad to learn last year in July when Ozzy passed. Ozzy left a great legacy behind. What are my 3 favorite songs on here? Ozzy's song, because that song got me. Broken and Blind, and Better Days and Wiser Times. Least favorite songs, I do like them, but I'd have to go with Gathers of Souls and The Hand of Tomorrow's Grave. If I was to give it a grade or a scale like on a 1 to 10, I'd give it an 8. I'd say other than those 2, overall the album is not bad, and if you haven't heard it, go pick it up. Give it a listen if you can find it on YouTube. It's got elements of his work with Ozzy and Zach Sabbath, which shows a lot of Black Sabbath. But if you've heard it, feel free to let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Feel free to check out the links in the description on YouTube. Peace.